It was an uneventful race beyond the first few laps around the Baku city circuit today, but Sergio Perez added to his sprint win yesterday by taking victory in the Grand Prix ahead of his teammate Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc in P3. Let's take a look at what happened. Despite starting on pole position and holding P1 for the first couple of laps, Charles Leclerc found himself swiftly overtaken by Max Verstappen and then Sergio Perez on laps 4 and 5 under DRS down the main straight. Pit stops began very early on in the race with the back runners of Gasly and Bottas making the call to shift to hard tyres. This pushed more drivers in the midfield to pit, and the first of the front runners to make the call was Lewis Hamilton, who had been running in 5th. Further up the field, Max began to complain of sliding all over the track, so Red Bull made the call to bring him in. But just as his stop was complete, the safety car came out for De Vries, who had clipped the wall at turn 5 and found himself with a broken left front suspension. While this meant Verstappen lost out, Perez couldn't have asked for better timing as he made his stop a lap later, along with much of the field, and managed to hold P1 ahead of Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, Alonso and Russell. With all of the activity in the pit lane, the drivers began to get their elbows out a bit, and George Russell pulled off a Sebastian Vettel-like overtake in the pits to get around Stroll, while Perez was noted for a possible unsafe release in front of a Ferrari. Both incidents were dismissed with no further action and the race resumed. As the race went on, it was relatively uneventful aside from some near misses and slides into the narrow walls at turns 5 and 16 for many of the drivers, particularly Hülkenberg, who along with Ocon started in the pit lane and chose not to pit until the last laps of the Grand Prix, pinning their hopes of a points finish on a late safety car or red flag. These never came however, but Ocon did find himself dangerously close to FIA representatives who were setting up for Parc Fermé as he came into the pits. Sergio Perez's win in Baku today makes him the only driver to have ever won here more than once, breaking the so-called Baku curse. With Verstappen in P2, it's also Red Bull's third 1-2 finish of the season. Leclerc's P3 finish makes it his first podium so far this year after a much better performance this weekend from the Scuderia. What did you make of the race? Let us know in the comments, like the video and make sure to subscribe to Apex for the latest in the F1 world.